One of the reasons that clients complain is that they are observers. When I'm observing something, and think about this, how many of you ever played football or soccer when you were kids? Okay, good. Boy, I got to tell you, people who are watching the webinar, most of these guys just read books when they were in high school. Not a lot of them raised their hand, but the ones who did, when you're playing, you're really involved in it, right? And what is happening in the stands? Your mom and dad are sitting there screaming, "He was wrong! You should have been able to do this! You should have been able to do that! What's the matter with that umpire?" Right? Because I'm sitting there second guessing him. I'm on the outside. I have nothing to do with the game. Same is true of a client. If I'm sitting on the outside and you're doing things and you're not involving me and I'm watching, when the decision comes down, I'm going to criticize. I'm going to say, my best friend told me that 10,000 wasn't enough, you should have gotten 15. Or, why did you get me 30 days? I should have gotten off. Or whatever it is. Because they're just watching, they're observers. But if you bring them in, if you act like the rules say and you implement that, and you make them part of the process at whatever level they can be, then they've done what we call in our world of marketing buy-in. They think that the decision was partially theirs, and it was. So it's very important in terms of making clients happy. A client is entitled to the lawyer's candid opinion on how things are going to work. Well, in order to do that, you may have to explain things other than strict law. For instance, someone has a litigation and well, let's say it's sexual harassment. So it's sexual harassment and it's a 10-year-old child who's been harassed. There's a moral issue here, isn't there? Should I put that 10-year-old child on the stand and make her relive it, or him, relive it? Or should I not? Should I figure out another way and not go to court for this so that we can settle it without having to bring the child into it again? This is something that's not strict law. This is moral. This is social, depending on the mores of the person who's the client. This is all kinds of things that aren't strict law. The rules say you need to explain to the client the various options here and to bring in these other things, that you need to be an advisor. And for marketing purposes and for growing your practice, if you take that one step farther and you say, okay, something is coming down to affect my client, whether it's a human or a company, in the next 60 days. There's a law that's going to pass. There's a regulation that's coming in. There's a new rule, a new opportunity, whatever it is. I should tell them about it. Then you're being an advisor. It's perfectly legal. It's something that they want you to do.